Everything looks good. Hello, fellow witches and wizards. My name is Phoenix Shinny, and welcome to the stream. Welcome back to Harry Potter Saturday. It's Harry Potter Saturday number 5, I believe. We are returning to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire for the first part. And for the last few weeks, I've been writing fan fiction. But I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from that because I have already completed the chapter I needed to for this month. So I will be working on something else off stream for the next month. But that means we have more time to play Hogwarts Legacy. So for the second half of the stream, we'll play more Hogwarts Legacy. So I would ask you to please leave a like on the stream. It's really, really helpful. Leave a comment down below telling me what you thought of the stream, or you can talk in the chat as well, because this is live right now. And join the discussion as we read this chapter. And if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be notified the next time I go live. I'll be going live next week. If you want to know when, follow me on Twitter, link in the description. I also have my Patreon, link in the description. That is where you can currently find my Harry Potter fanfiction that I just published chapter 3 this month, the chapter that I've been working on stream. I just released that chapter. And you can enjoy that for free right now, link in the description. And there's also other stuff. There's also more free stuff, as well as paid content and videos and free videos that you can check out there. And you can also support me as content creator if you want to do that there as well. And also have a TikTok and an Instagram, link in the description. Okay, so let us do a recap of the last chapter, which was chapter 26, the second task, which is a great chapter. So Harry has figured out what the second task is. Now he has to figure out how to do the second task. He needs to figure out how to breathe underwater. And that was quite a task for him, because he didn't even figure it out. He waited to the last second, and then in that last second he tried so hard, looked through every book he could find, every spell, every potion, throughout the library. Hermione and Ron tried to help him, but he could not, for the life of him, figure it out. Until he woke up 10 minutes before the second task was supposed to start, and Dobby appears, and Dobby has the answer, and gives him the answer, gillyweed, and comes to his aid in just the nick of time. So Harry is able to go to the second task and be able to actually do the second task, gillyweed in hand. He takes the gillyweed and it turns him into a fish, essentially. Not literally. It gives him gills and flippers to swim around. So he goes into the lake for the second task. And he's supposed to save Ron. Ron, his friends have been taken the night before to be placed in a deep sleep and put into the middle of the lake for the mer people to guard, so that the champions can go and rescue them. And each champion has somebody to rescue. Cedric has Cho Chang, Victor Crumb has Hermione, and Fleur Delacour has her little sister Gabrielle, and Harry has Ron. So Harry gets there first. He finds the mer people, and he's able to rescue Ron, but he wants to rescue the others as well, because he believes they're really in danger. Cedric comes and takes Cho, Victor comes and takes Hermione, but Fleur never shows up. So Harry rescues Fleur's sister. So he gets to the surface, and then everybody starts making fun of him because he could have won. He could have gotten everything done first because he got there first, but he was so intent on rescuing everybody else as Harry would, because of the kind of person that he is. But he still gets points for that, and he gets second place for doing that. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Hermione and Victor Crumb have a conversation. She has a water beetle on her, which is going to be important later. But otherwise, that is chapter 26. So now we're going to be reading chapter 27. So let's get started. Chapter 27, Padfoot Returns. One of the best things about the aftermath of the second task was that everybody was very keen to hear details of what had happened down in the lake, which meant that Ron was getting to share Harry's limelight for once. All good for him. Harry noticed that Ron's version of events changed subtly with every retelling. At first, he gave what seemed to be the truth. It tallied with Hermione's story, anyway. Dumbledore had put all the hostages into a bewitched sleep in Professor McGonagall's office, first assuring them that they would be quite safe, and would awake when they were back above the water. How crazy would that be? Like, I always think about how weird it is to be put to sleep in the doctor's office when you're going under for surgery, and how weird it is. Because you're always like, I don't know if any of you have ever been in surgery. I was in surgery twice. Once, both for my mouth, actually. Once to get my wisdom teeth removed, and the second time I had a blocked, what was it? What's his name? It's named, we have, salvific glands in our mouth. We have, 4 significant ones, 2 back here and, 2 here. And these 2 are called something. They're called, some guy, I think his name begins with a W. It's named after some dude. Anyway, salvific glands, which secrete saliva when you eat. This one here was blocked. It had a calcium blockage, significant enough that it needed to be removed. So yeah, I've had to be put under at least twice to my recollection. It's so weird because you're like, they're going to put me to sleep. Okay. So you're lying down and they put you under and they hook you up. You already have the needle in because they're pumping you with saline beforehand. And then they switch to putting sleep drugs in you. What's it called? I was thinking it was called morphine, but it's not morphine. It's, I don't know, something else. I forget what it's called. And so the moment they hook you up, you're just like, okay, all right, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go sleep. All right. When's it happening? When's it going to start happening? And you're just waiting for it to happen because normally when you fall asleep, you can tell you're falling asleep because normally when you fall asleep in everyday life, it happens gradually enough that you can tell you're falling asleep. But when they're putting you out, there's no gradual about it. You're instantly put out to the point where your brain just doesn't remember it. It doesn't have enough time to file it away. So that's why, if you ever wondered, that's why doctors talk to you while you're about to go under. They want to know when you're out. So they'll ask you questions, random stuff. I remember the first time I went under, it was in Washington State. That's where I had my wisdom teeth removed, was when I lived in Washington State. And the doctor, he was like, weird weather. We've had unusual amount of sunlight for this time of year because most of the year it's just overcast. And I was like, yeah, it is really weird. And that's the last thing I remember. He might have asked me more stuff. I don't remember the next thing. I remember, opening my eyes and being asked to get up in the bed. And I got up, and the nurse was like, "Whoa, not so fast, not too fast, because you'll fall over." I actually felt fine. I woke up, and I was like, I feel more awake than I expected to. I got up. I was able to get up. I didn't feel dizzy. Like, a lot of people feel dizzy when they first get up. I felt fine. I felt great. And the second time, the second time is actually a little different because the doctor asked me to count backwards from 20. Because I knew the trick, and so I was talking to him already. I was like, "So when do I fall asleep?" And he was like, "Just start counting backwards from 20 and you'll be out." I was like, "Okay, 20, 19, 18." Remember nothing. That's it. I don't remember anything apart from that. I remember waking up, and I wasn't even in the surgery room anymore. My bed was in a completely different room. And the nurse was trying to be like, "Okay, I need you to wake up." Because I had a breathing tube in. Not anymore. They had taken it out. I know that because my throat was hurting so bad. That's what happens. Your throat often hurts when they take the breathing tube out. When they've had a breathing tube in, your throat can get sore after surgery, because you've had a breathing tube in there. And I woke up, and she made me so mad because she kept like, "Wake up, wake up! I need you to be awake." She did it gently, but I mean, like, she's like, "I need you to be awake because we need to make sure that you're breathing on your own, because a machine was breathing for you for the last like hour, so your lungs need to remember that your lungs need to work on their own now." I was like, I think I got mad. I was like, "I just want to sleep." I think I said that. And she was like, "Okay, but I need to make sure that you're breathing while you're sleeping." Because there was a machine that was keeping track somehow of, because I think I still was like attached. They like attach you to, like, to keep monitoring your heart rate and stuff. And so it was monitoring my breathing. And so it was like, well, when that machine goes off, when that machine tells me that you're not breathing or you're breathing too slowly, I need to wake you up because you might not wake up on your own. It's like, okay. And I don't remember. I was like, "Is your throat?" She was nice. She was nice. She was like, "Is your throat hurting?" I was like, "Yes, it's hurting." She was like, "You want ice cream?" She had like a little popsicle to give me that they give patients after having surgery, which is fun. It's like, "Oh, thanks." It was a little freezy pop. Yeah, why am I talking about this? Oh yeah, I can't, how, like, it's weird and disorienting waking up in a different room after having surgery. I can't even imagine how weird that would be, waking up in water. Like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna be safe, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna be underwater, okay. All right, I guess I trust you." And then 1 second, boom, you're in water. Like, oh my God, what happened? Like, how disorienting would that be? Wild. Where was I? 1 week later, however, Ron was telling a thrilling tale of kidnap in which he struggled single-handedly against 50 heavily armed merpeople who had to beat him into submission before tying him up. Oh, let him have it. Let him have his moment. His moments are so rare. "But I had my wand hidden up my sleeve," he assured Padma Patil, who seemed to be a lot keener on Ron now that he was getting so much attention, and was making a point of telling to him every time they passed in the corridors. "I could have taken those idiots any time I wanted." Yeah, okay. Okay, Ron. "What were you going to do, snore at them?" said Hermione waspishly. People had been teasing her so much about being the thing that Victor Crumb would most miss that she was in a rather tetchy mood. Tetchy? I've never seen that word in my life. And I've read this book like, I don't know, 20 times. Not quite 20. Uh, almost. Tetchy. Easily stirred up. Bad-tempered. Irritable. Okay. I figured that's what it meant, but... How about we write the word correctly? That's an idea. A crazy one, but an idea. Okay? Tetchy means irritable. Okay. Ron's ears went red, and thereafter he reverted to the bewitched sleep version of events. As they entered March, the weather became drier, but cruel winds skinned their hands and faces every time they went out onto the grounds. There were delays in the post because the owls kept being blown off course. The brown owl that Harry had sent to Sirius with the dates of the Hogsmeade weekend turned up at breakfast on Friday morning with half its feathers sticking up the wrong way. Harry had no sooner torn off Sirius's letter than it took flight, clearly afraid it was going to be sent outside again. Sirius's letter was almost as short as the previous one. Be at style at end of road out of Hogsmeade, past Dovish and Bangs, at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Bring as much food as you can. He hasn't come back to Hogsmeade, said Ron incredulously. It looks like it, doesn't it? Said Hermione. I can't believe him, said Harry tensely. If he's caught... Made it so far, though, hasn't he? Said Ron. And it's not like the place is swarming with Dementors anymore. Harry folded up the letter, thinking. If he was honest with himself, he really wanted to see Sirius again. He therefore approached the final lesson of the afternoon, double potions, feeling considerably more cheerful than he usually did when descending the steps to... No! No! Oh my god! I can't believe this is the chapter! No! No! I knew it! I knew it! The moment I read potions, I was like, oh no! This is it! Oh man, for the longest time before Deathly Hallows came out, there was this big debate, if any of you remember. There's this huge debate on whether or not Snape was a good guy. In fact, from Borders, if you remember that bookstore that no longer exists, they were handing out bookmarks, shortly before the release, they were handing out bookmarks, I think. Or maybe I got that from something else. Anyway, and it was double-sided. And one side, it said Snape is a good guy. The other side, Snape was a bad guy. And on both sides, it listed reasons why. So, like, Snape is a good guy, and it lists all these different reasons why. And then on the other side, Snape is a bad guy, and it lists all these different reasons why, because there was this huge debate, and nobody could really answer with certainty until the last book came out. And I know Snape is a good guy, I know, but just this part is always the part I think of when I consider how much I hate him. This part is almost unredeemable in my eyes. I just can't. Like, I know he's a good guy. I still want to throat punch him because of this part here. And this is the part I always thought of that convinced me that he was a bad guy. This isn't going to be fun. This is going to be infuriating. It's going to make me want to punch people. It's not going to be fun. So here we go. Did I say it? Did I finish the sentence? I don't even remember. Feeling considerably more cheerful than he usually did when descending the steps to the dungeons. Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle were standing in a huddle outside the classroom door with Pansy Parkinson's gang of Slytherin girls. Oh, she has friends that are girls? Oh, maybe I should have marked on that in my fanfiction. Oh well. All of them were looking at something Harry couldn't see and sniggering heartily. Pansy's pug-like face peered excitedly around Goyle's broad back. Wow. I wrote that in my fanfiction. Anyway. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione approached. There they are, there they are, she giggled, and the knot of Slytherins broke apart. Harry saw that Pansy had a magazine in her hands, Witch Weekly. The moving picture on the front showed a curly-haired witch who was smiling toothily and pointing at a large sponge cake with her wand. You might find something to interest you in there, Granger, Pansy said loudly, and she threw the magazine at Hermione, who caught it, looking startled. At that moment, the dungeon door opened, and Snape beckoned them all inside. This is torture. I don't like this. Hermione, Harry, and Ron headed for a table at the back of the dungeon as usual. Once Snape had turned his back on them to write up the ingredients of today's potion on the blackboard, Hermione hastily rifled through the magazine under the desk. At last, in the center pages, Hermione found what they were looking for. Harry and Ron leaned in closer. A color photograph of Harry headed a short piece entitled, Harry Potter's Secret Heartache. A boy like no other, perhaps, yet a boy suffering all the usual pangs of adolescence, writes Rita Skeeter. Deprived of love since the tragic demise of his parents, 14-year-old Harry Potter thought he had found solace in his steady girlfriend at Hogwarts, Muggle-born Hermione Granger. Little did he know that he would shortly be suffering yet another emotional blow in a life already littered with personal loss. Miss Granger, a plain but ambitious girl, seems to have a taste for famous wizards that Harry alone cannot satisfy. Since the arrival at Hogwarts of Victor Crumb, Bulgarian seeker and hero of the last World Quidditch Cup. No, he isn't. His team lost. Where were you? Miss Granger had been toying with both boys' affections. Crumb, who is openly smitten with the devious Miss Granger, has already invited her to visit him in Bulgaria over the summer holidays, and insists that he has never felt this way about any other girl. However, it might not be Miss Granger's doubtful natural charms that have captured these unfortunate boys' interest. She's really ugly, says Pansy Parkinson. God, I just want to slaughter them all! A pretty and vivacious... Right, yeah, sure, okay. Okay, Pugface. I'm angry. A pretty and vivacious fourth-year student, but she'd be well up to making a love potion. She's quite brainy. I think that's how she's doing it. Love potions are, of course, banned at Hogwarts, and no doubt Albus Dumbledore will want to investigate these claims. In the meantime, Harry Potter's well-wishers must hope that next time he bestows his heart on a worthier candidate. Oh, I'm feeling stabby. And maybe a touch strangly. I told you, Ron hissed at Hermione as she stared down at the article. I told you not to annoy Rita Skeeter. She's made you out to be some sort of Scarlet Woman. The hell? Hermione stopped looking astonished and snorted with laughter. Scarlet Woman, she repeated, shaking with suppressed giggles as she looked around at Ron. It's what my mum calls them, Ron muttered, his ears going red. If that's the best Rita can do, she's losing her touch, said Hermione, still giggling as she threw Witch Weekly onto the empty chair beside her. What a pile of old rubbish. Wow, Hermione, taking it in stride. I'm impressed. I don't know if I'd feel that way. But the thing is, it feels so silly. Why would you care about the opinion of a 14-year-old girl? Like, I know she's Harry's friend, but who cares? Is that just me? Like, I don't know. Who cares? Who cares who Harry's dating or Hermione's dating? I mean, I care, but I mean, realistically, in the grand scheme of things, who's reading this? It seems really petty to me that Rita Skeeter would write this. She looked over at the Slytherins who were all watching her and Harry closely across the room to see if they had been upset by the article. Hermione gave them a sarcastic smile and a wave. Look at this. We do love us a queen. And she, Harry, and Ron started unpacking the ingredients they would need for their wit-sharpening potion. I'm going to write that. We do love us a queen. something funny, though, said Hermione 10 minutes later, holding her pestle suspended over a bowl of scarab beetles. How could Rita Skeeter have known? Known what? Said Ron quickly. You haven't been mixing up love potions, have you? That'd be weird. That's awkward. Don't be stupid, Hermione snapped, starting to pound up her beetles again. No, it's just, how did you know Victor asked me to visit him over the summer? Hermione blushed scarlet as she said this and determinedly avoided Ron's eyes. What? Said Ron, dropping his pestle with a loud chunk. Come on, Ron. She goes to your house every summer. Calm down. He asked me right after he'd pulled me out of the lake, Hermione muttered, after we got rid of his shark's head. Madame Pomfrey gave us both blankets, and then he sort of pulled me away from the judges so they wouldn't hear. And he said if I wasn't doing anything over the summer, would I like to... Oh no, here we go. This is where things get bad. Really bad. Things are kind of already bad. Oh, not yet. Oh, almost. We're almost there. And what did you say? Said Ron, who had picked up his pestle and was grinding it on the desk, a good 6 inches from his bowl, because he was looking at Hermione. And he did say he'd never felt the same way about anyone else, Hermione went on, going so red now that Harry could almost feel the heat coming from her. But how could Rita Skeeter have heard him? She wasn't there. Or was she? Maybe she has got an invisibility cloak. Maybe she sneaked onto the grounds to watch the second task. And what did you say? Ron repeated, pounding his pestle down so hard that it dented the desk. Well, I was too busy seeing whether you and Harry were okay to... Fascinating, though your social life undoubtedly is, Miss Granger, said an icy voice right behind them, and all three of them jumped. I must ask you not to discuss it in my class. 10 points from Gryffindor. Snape had glided over to their desk while they were talking. The whole class was now looking around at them. Malfoy took the opportunity to flash Potter Stinks across the dungeon at Harry. Ah, reading magazines under the table as well, Snape added, snatching up the copy of Witch Weekly. Oh no! Oh no! No! I can't believe this is happening! A further 10 points from Gryffindor. Oh, but of course. Snape's black eyes glittered as they fell on Rita Skeeter's article. Potter has to keep up with his press cuttings. No. Mother. This is awful. Run! Just run! Just bail! Just get out! Just get out now! Drop what you're doing, get up and leave. Oh, man. The dungeon rang with the Slytherin's laughter, and an unpleasant smile curled Snape's thin mouth. To Harry's fury, he began to read the article aloud. I want to say very mean things. Harry Potter's secret heartache. Dear, dear Potter, what's ailing you now? A boy like no other, perhaps. Harry could feel his face burning. Snape was pausing at the end of every sentence to allow the Slytherins a hearty laugh. The article sounded 10 times worse when read by Snape. Even Hermione was blushing scarlet now. I'm feeling stabby! Oh my goodness! Harry Potter's well-wishers must hope that, next time, he bestows his heart upon a worthier candidate. How touching, sneered Snape, rolling up the magazine to continued gales of laughter from the Slytherins. Well, I think I had better separate the three of you, so you can keep your minds on your potions rather than on your tangled love lives. Weasley, you stay here. Miss Granger over there, beside Miss Parkinson. Potter, that table in front of my desk. Move. Now. Furious, Harry threw his ingredients and his bag into his cauldron and dragged it up to the front of the... It's not even over. It's not even over yet. Just wait. Oh, The F word is just bursting to get out of me. Snape followed, sat down at his desk, and watched Harry unload his cauldron. Determined not to look at Snape, Harry resumed the mashing of his scarab beetles, imagining each one to have Snape's face. All this press attention seems to have inflated your already overlarge head, Potter, said Snape quietly, once the rest of the class had settled down again. Harry didn't answer. He knew Snape was trying to provoke him. Oh, let me at him. Let's do it. I don't care. You could freaking expel me. It's worth it. Oh. He had done this before. No doubt he was hoping for an excuse to take around 50 points from Gryffindor before the end of the class. You might be laboring under the delusion that the entire Wizarding world is impressed with you, Snape went on, so quietly that no one else could hear him. Oh. I have some scathing things I could say to that man. If Harry knew. I wonder what Harry would have said if Harry knew. If Harry knew the reason why Snape hates him. Oh, they should have spat it back out at him. Should have been like, our love lives, what about yours, Snape? Yours didn't go so well, now did it? Oh, don't care. Hate this man. Oh, I can't understand people who stan Snape. I can't. The freaking Snape wives, I don't get it. I don't see it. This man is repulsive. Oh. Harry continued to pound his scarab beetles, even though he had already reduced them to a very fine powder. But I don't care how many times your picture appears in the papers. To me, Potter, you are nothing but a nasty little boy who considers rules to be beneath him. Harry tipped the powdered beetles into his cauldron and started cutting up his ginger roots. His hands were shaking slightly out of anger, but he kept his eyes down as though he couldn't hear what Snape was saying to him. So I give you fair warning, Potter, Snape continued in a softer and more dangerous voice. Pint-sized celebrity or not. If I catch you breaking into my office one more time. I didn't break into your office. No. Oh. I don't have the energy for this. I don't. Oh. I haven't been anywhere near your office, said Harry angrily, forgetting his feigned deafness. Don't lie to me, Snape hissed, his fathomless black eyes boring into Harry's. Boomslang skin, gillyweed, both come from my private stalls, and I know who stole them. Harry stared back at Snape, determined not to blink or to look guilty. In truth, he hadn't stolen either of these things from Snape. Hermione had taken the boomslang skin back in their second year. They had needed it for the Polyjuice Potion, and while Snape had suspected Harry at that time, he had never been able to prove it. Dobby, of course, had stolen the gillyweed. Yes, the boomslang skin is important. That's what was stolen from his stores by Barty Crouch. I don't know what you're talking about, Harry lied coldly. You were out of bed on the night my office was broken into, Snape hissed. I know it, Potter. Now, Mad-Eye Moody might have joined your fan club, but I will not tolerate your behavior. One more nighttime stroll into my office, Potter, and you will pay. Right, said Harry coolly. turning back to his ginger roots. "I'll bear that in mind if I ever get the urge to go in there." Snape's eyes flashed. He plunged a hand into the inside of his black robes. For one wild moment, Harry thought Snape was about to pull out his wand and curse him. Then he saw that Snape had drawn out a small crystal bottle of a completely clear potion. Harry stared at it. "Do you know what this is, Potter?" Snape said, his eyes glittering dangerously again. "Bubble juice, sir." That's not in the book, but that's in the movie, and it's great. It's a great line. "No," said Harry with complete honesty this time. "It is Veritaserum, a truth potion, so powerful that 3 drops would have you spilling your innermost secrets for this entire class to hear." Yeah, that's important for later as well. "Now, the use of this potion is controlled by very strict ministry guidelines. But unless you watch your step, you might just find that my hand slips." He shook the crystal bottle slightly, "right over your evening pumpkin juice. And then, Potter, then we'll find out whether you've been in my office or not." Harry said nothing. He turned back to his ginger roots once more, picked up his knife, and started slicing them again. He didn't like the sound of that truth potion at all, nor would he put it past Snape to slip him some. He repressed a shudder at the thought of what might come spilling out of his mouth if Snape did it. Quite apart from landing a whole lot of people in trouble, Hermione and Dobby for a start, there were all the other things he was concealing, like the fact that he was in contact with Sirius, and his inside squirmed at the thought. How he felt about Cho? Yeah, that's the more important one. Oh my gosh, he's 14 for sure, to think that that's what's important. It's not like the world doesn't already know. He tipped his ginger roots into the cauldron, too, and wondered whether he ought to take a leaf out of Moody's book and start drinking only from a private hip flask. Oh. Wow. How long is this chapter? We haven't even gotten to Hogsmeade yet. It's a doozy. All right. There was a knock on the dungeon door. "Enter," said Snape in his usual voice. The class looked around as the door opened. Professor Karkaroff came in. Everyone watched him as he walked up towards Snape's desk. He was twisting his fingers around his goatee and looking agitated. "We need to talk," said Karkaroff abruptly, when he had reached Snape. He seemed so determined that nobody should hear what he was saying that he was barely opening his lips. It was as though he were a rather poor ventriloquist. Harry kept his eyes on his ginger roots, listening hard. "I'll talk to you after my lesson, Karkaroff," Snape muttered, but Karkaroff interrupted him. "I want to talk now. Well, you can't slip off, Severus. You've been avoiding me." "After the lesson," Snape snapped. Under the pretext of holding up a measuring cup to see if he'd poured out enough armadillo bile, Harry sneaked a sidelong glance at the pair of them. Karkaroff looked extremely worried, and Snape looked angry. Karkaroff hovered behind Snape's desk for the rest of the double period. He seemed intent on preventing Snape from slipping away at the end of class. Keen to hear what Karkaroff wanted to say, Harry deliberately knocked over his bottle of armadillo bile, with 2 minutes to go to the bell, which gave him an excuse to duck down behind his cauldron and mop up while the rest of the class moved noisily toward the door. "What's so urgent?" he whispered. He heard Snape hiss at Karkaroff. "This," said Karkaroff, and Harry, peering around the edge of his cauldron, saw Karkaroff pull up the left-hand sleeve of his robe and show Snape something on his inner forearm. "Well," said Karkaroff, still making every effort not to move his lips. "Do you see? It's never been this clear. Never since—" "Put it away," snarled Snape, his black eye sweeping the classroom. "But you must have noticed," Karkaroff began in an agitated voice. "Girl, why are you using the same word twice? One on each page? That's a writer's no-no." Get more interesting words. We can talk later, Karkaroff, spat Snape. Potter, what are you doing? Clearing up my armadillo pile, Professor, said Harry innocently, straightening up and showing Snape the sodden rag he was holding. Karkaroff turned on his heel and strode out of the dungeon. He looked both worried and angry. Not wanting to remain alone with an exceptionally angry Snape, Harry threw his books and ingredients back into his bag and left at top speed to tell Ron and Hermione what he had just witnessed. They left the castle at noon the next day to find a weak silver sun shining down upon the grounds. The weather was milder than it had been all year, and by the time they arrived in Hogsmeade, all three of them had taken off their cloaks and thrown them over their shoulders. The food Sirius had told them to bring was in Harry's bag. They had sneaked a dozen chicken legs, a loaf of bread, and a flask of pumpkin juice from the lunch table. Why don't you just go to the kitchens? The elves will just load you up with stuff. They went into Gladrag's Wizard Wear to buy a present for Dobby, where they had fun selecting the most lurid socks they could find, including a pair patterned with flashing gold and silver stars, and another that screamed loudly when they became too smelly. Then, at 1:30, they made their way up the high street, past Dervish and Bangs, and out toward the edge of the village. Harry had never been in this direction before. The winding lane was leading them out into the wild countryside around Hogsmeade. The cottages were fewer here and their gardens larger. They were walking toward the foot of the mountain in whose shadow Hogsmeade lay. Then they turned a corner and saw a stile at the end of the lane. Waiting for them, its front paws on the topmost bar, was a very large shaggy black dog, which was carrying some newspapers in its mouth and looking very familiar. "Puppy!" "Hello, Sirius," said Harry when they had reached him. The black dog sniffed Harry's bag eagerly, wagged its tail once, then turned and began to trot away from them across the scrubby patch of ground that rose to meet the rocky foot of the mountain. Harry, Ron, and Hermione climbed over the stile and followed. What is a stile? Not stiletto. I want to know what stile is. A vertical piece on the frame of a paneled door or sash window. No, that's not what it is. You lie. What is a stile in Shetland? No. My parents watched Shetland. I don't know. It's style in nature? No. Okay. I don't know. Meaning? What is a stile? A step? Turnstile? Nope. I can't see what it is. I don't know. I don't know. Sirius led them to the very foot of the mountain, where the ground was covered with boulders and rocks. It was easy for him, with his 4 paws, but Harry, Ron, and Hermione were soon out of breath. They followed Sirius higher, up onto the mountain itself. For nearly half an hour they climbed a steep, winding, and stony path, following Sirius's wagging tail, sweating in the sun, the shoulder straps of Harry's bag cutting into his shoulders. Then, at last, Sirius slipped out of sight, and when they reached the place where he had vanished, they saw a narrow fissure in the rock. They squeezed into it and found themselves in a cool, dimly lit cave. Tethered at the end of it, one end of his rope around a large rock, was Buckbeak the Hippogriff. Half gray horse, half giant eagle, Buckbeak's fierce orange eyes flashed at the sight of them. All 3 of them bowed low to him, and after regarding him imperiously for a moment, Buckbeak bent his scaly front knees and allowed Hermione to rush forward and stroke his feathery neck. Imperiously. I had that as a vocab word in school, but I can't think of what it means. I have forgotten. Imperiously. Domineering? What? All three of them bowed to him, and after regarding them imperiously for a moment. Okay, so overbearing. Domineering. Domineering in a haughty manner. Domineering in a haughty manner. Imperiously. Harry, however, was looking at the black dog, which had just turned into his godfather. Sirius was wearing ragged gray robes, the same ones he had been wearing when he had left Azkaban. His black hair was longer than it had been when he had appeared in the fire, and it was untidy and matted once more. He looked very thin. "Chicken," he said hoarsely after removing the old Daily Prophets from his mouth and throwing them down onto the cave floor. Harry pulled open his bag and handed over the bundle of chicken legs and bread. "Thanks," said Sirius, opening it, grabbing a drumstick, sitting down on the cave floor and tearing off a large chunk with his teeth. "I've been living off rats, mostly. Can't steal too much food from Hogsmeade. I draw attention to myself." He grinned up at Harry, but Harry returned the grin only reluctantly. "What are you doing here, Sirius?" he said. "Fulfilling my duty as godfather," said Sirius, gnawing at the chicken bone in a very dog-like way. "Don't worry about it. I'm pretending to be a lovable stray." He was still grinning, but seeing the anxiety in Harry's face, said more seriously, "I want to be on the spot. Your last letter... Well, let's just say things are getting fishier. I've been stealing the paper every time someone throws one out, and by the looks of things, I'm not the only one who's getting worried." He nodded at the yellowing Daily Prophets on the cave floor, and Ron picked them up and unfolded them. Harry, however, continued to stare at Sirius. "What if they catch you? What if you're seen?" "You three and Dumbledore are the only ones around here who know I'm an animagus," said Sirius, shrugging, and continuing to devour the chicken leg. Ron nudged Harry and passed him the Daily Prophets. There were two. The first bore the headline, "Ministry Illness of Bartimus Crouch." The second, "Ministry Witch Still Missing, Minister of Magic Now Personally Involved." Harry scanned the story about Crouch. Phrases jumped out at him. "Hasn't been seen in public since November. House appears deserted. St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries declined comment. Ministry refuses to confirm rumors of critical illness." "They're making it sound like he's dying," said Harry slowly. "But he can't be that ill if he managed to get up here." "My brother's Crouch's personal assistant," Ron informed Sirius. "He says Crouch is suffering from overwork." "Mind you, he did look ill last time I saw him up close," said Harry slowly, still reading the story. "The night my name came out of the goblet." "Getting his comeuppance for sacking Winky, isn't he?" said Hermione, an edge to her voice. She was stroking Buckbeak, who was crunching up Sirius's chicken bones. "I bet he wishes he hadn't done it now. Bet he feels the difference now she's not there to look after him." "Hermione's obsessed with house elves," Ron muttered to Sirius, casting Hermione a dark look. Sirius, however, looked interested. "Crouch sacked his house elf." "Yeah, at the Quidditch World Cup," said Harry, and he launched into the story of the Darkmark's appearance, and Winky being found with Harry's wand clutched in her hand, and Mr. Crouch's fury. When Harry had finished, Sirius was on his feet again, and had started pacing up and down the cave. "Let me get this straight," he said after a while, brandishing a fresh chicken leg. You first saw the elf in the top box. She was saving Crouch's seat, right? Mm-hmm. Is he putting it together? Right, said Harry, Ron, and Hermione together. But Crouch didn't turn up for the match. No, said Harry. I think he said he'd been too busy. Sirius paced all around the cave in silence. Then he said, Harry, did you check your pockets for your wand after you left the top box? Harry thought hard. No, he said finally. I didn't need to use it before we got in the forest. And then I put my hand in my pocket, and all that was there was my binoculars. He stared at Sirius. Are you saying whoever conjured the mark stole my wand at the top box? Bingo. It's possible, said Sirius. Winky didn't steal that wand, Hermione insisted. The elf wasn't the only one in that box, said Sirius, his brow furrowed as he continued to pace. Who else was sitting behind you? Loads of people, said Harry. Some Bulgarian ministers, Cornelius Fudge, the Malfoys. The Malfoys, said Ron suddenly, so loudly that his voice echoed all around the cave, and Buckbeak started nervously. I bet it was Lucius Malfoy. Anyone else? Said Sirius. No one, said Harry. Yes, there was. There was Ludo Bagman, Hermione reminded him. Oh, yeah. I don't know anything about Bagman, except that he used to be beacher for the Wimborne Wasps, said Sirius, still pacing. What's he like? He's okay, said Harry. He keeps offering to help me with the Triwizard Tournament. Does he now? Said Sirius, frowning more deeply. I wonder why he'd do that. Says he's taken a liking to me, said Harry. Said Sirius, looking thoughtful. We saw him in the forest just before the Dark Mark appeared, Hermione told Sirius. Remember? She said to Harry and Ron. Yeah, but he didn't stay in the forest, did he? Said Ron. The moment we told him about the riot, he went off to the campsite. How do you know? Hermione shot back. How do you know where he separated to? Oh, come off it, said Ron incredulously. Are you saying you reckon Ludo Bagman conjured the Dark Mark? It's more likely he did it than Winky, said Hermione stubbornly. Told you, said Ron, looking meaningfully at Sirius. Told you she's obsessed with House, but Sirius held up a hand to silence Ron. When the Dark Mark had been conjured, and the elf had been discovered holding Harry's wand, what did Crouch do? Went to look in the bushes, said Harry, but there wasn't anyone else there. Of course, Sirius muttered, pacing up and down. Of course, he'd want to pin it on anyone but his own elf. And then he sacked her. Yes, said Hermione in a heated voice. He sacked her, just because she hadn't stayed in her tent and let herself get trampled. Hermione, will you give it a rest with the elf? Said Ron. Sirius shook his head and said, She's got the measure of Crouch better than you have, Ron. If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. That's a really good quote. He ran a hand over his unshaven face, evidently thinking hard. All these absences of Bonnie Crouch's. It goes to the trouble of making sure his house elf saves him a seat at the Quidditch World Cup, but doesn't bother to turn up and watch. He works very hard to reinstate the Triwizard Tournament, and then stops coming to that too. It's not like Crouch. If he's ever taken a day off work because of illness before this, I'll eat Buckbeak. I want to look at the meaning of the word incredulous. Because that's another word that I knew once, but I don't actually know now what it means. Incredulous. Unwilling. Unwilling or unable to believe something. Unwilling to believe. All right. Do you know Crouch, then? Said Harry. Sirius's face darkened. He suddenly looked as menacing as he had the night when Harry first met him, the night when Harry still believed Sirius to be a murderer. Oh, I know Crouch all right, he said quietly. He was the one who gave the order for me to be sent to Azkaban. Without a trial. Without a trial? What? Said Ron and Hermione together. You're kidding, said Harry. No, I'm not, said Sirius, taking another great bite of chicken. Crouch used to be head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement, didn't you know? Harry, Ron, and Hermione shook their heads. He was tipped for the next Minister of Magic, said Sirius. He's a great wizard, Barty Crouch, powerfully magical, and power-hungry. Oh, never a Voldemort supporter, he said, reading the look on Harry's face. No, Barty Crouch was always very outspoken against the dark side. But then a lot of people who were against the dark side, well, you wouldn't understand. You're too young. That's what my dad said at the World Cup, said Ron with a trace of irritation in his voice. Try us, why don't you? A grin flashed across Sirius's thin face. All right, I'll try you. He walked once up the cave, back again, and then said, Imagine that Voldemort's powerful now. You don't know who his supporters are. You don't know who's working for him and who isn't. You know he can control people so that they do terrible things without being able to stop themselves. You're scared for yourself and your family and your friends. Every week news comes of more deaths, more disappearances, more torturing. The Ministry of Magic's in disarray. They don't know what to do. They're trying to keep everything hidden from the Muggles, but meanwhile, Muggles are dying too. Terror everywhere. Panic. Confusion. That's how it used to be. And will never be again, right? Well, times like that bring out the best in some people and the worst in others. Crouch's principles might have been good in the beginning. I wouldn't know. He rose quickly through the ministry, and he started ordering very harsh measures against Voldemort's supporters. The orders were given new powers to kill rather than capture, for instance, and I wasn't the only one who was handed straight to the Dementors without trial. Crouch fought violence with violence and authorized the use of the unforgivable curses against suspects. I would say he became as ruthless and cruel as many on the dark side. He had his supporters, mind you. Plenty of people thought he was going about things the right way, and there were a lot of witches and wizards clamoring for him to take over as Minister of Magic. When Voldemort disappeared, it looked like only a matter of time until Crouch got the top job. But then something rather unfortunate happened. Sirius smiled grimly. Crouch's own son was caught with a group of Death Eaters who'd managed to talk their way out of Azkaban. Apparently, they were trying to find Voldemort and return him to power. Crouch's son was caught? Gasped Hermione. Yep, said Sirius, throwing his chicken bone to Buckbeak, flinging himself back down on the ground beside the loaf of bread, and tearing it in half. Nasty little shock for old Barty, I'd imagine. Should have spent a bit more time at home with his family, shouldn't he? Ought to have left the office early once in a while. Got to know his own son. He began to wolf down large pieces of bread. Was his son a Death Eater? Said Harry. No idea, said Sirius, still stuffing down bread. I was in Azkaban myself when he was brought in. This is mostly stuff I found out since I got out. The boy was definitely caught in the company of people I'd bet my life were Death Eaters. But he might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, just like the house elf. Did Crouch try and get his son off? Hermione whispered. Sirius let out a laugh that was much more like a bark. Crouch let his son off. I thought you had the measure of him, Hermione. Anything that threatened to tarnish his reputation had to go. He had dedicated his whole life to becoming Minister of Magic. You saw him dismiss a devoted house elf because she associated him with the Dark Mock again. Doesn't that tell you what he's like? Crouch's fatherly affections stretched just far enough to give his son a trial, and by all accounts it wasn't much more than an excuse for Crouch to show how much he hated the boy. Then he sent him straight to Azkaban. There's actually a different version of events, but we'll read that later. He gave his own son to the Dementors, said Harry quietly. That's right, said Sirius, and he didn't look remotely amused now. I saw the Dementors bringing him in, watched them through the bars of my cell door. He can't have been more than 19. They took him into a cell near mine. He was screaming for his mother by nightfall. He went quiet after a few days, though. They all went quiet in the end, except when they shrieked in their sleep. For a moment, the deadened look in Sirius's eyes became more pronounced than ever, as though shutters had closed behind them. So he's still in Azkaban, Harry said. No, said Sirius dully. No, he's not in there anymore. He died about a year after they brought him in. He died? He wasn't the only one, said Sirius bitterly. Most go mad in there, and plenty stop eating in the end. They lose the will to live. You could always tell when a death was coming, because the Dementors could sense it. They got excited. That boy looked pretty sickly when he arrived. Crouch being an important ministry member, he and his wife were allowed a deathbed visit. That was the last time I saw Barty Crouch, half carrying his wife past my cell. She died herself, apparently, shortly afterward. Grief wasted away, just like the boy. Crouch never came for his son's body. The Dementors buried him outside the fortress. I watched them do it. Sirius threw aside the bread he had just lifted to his mouth and instead picked up the flask of pumpkin juice and drained it. So old Crouch lost it all, just when he thought he had it made, he continued, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. One moment a hero, poised to become Minister of Magic. Next, his son dead, his wife dead, the family name dishonored. And, so I've heard, since I escaped, a big drop in popularity. Once the boy had died, people started feeling a bit more sympathetic toward the son and started asking how a nice young lad from a good family had gone so badly astray. The conclusion was that his father never cared much for him. So Cornelius Fudge got the top job, and Crouch was shunted sideways into the Department of International Magical Cooperation. Whew, this chapter. Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. I want to get to my game. There was a long silence. Harry was thinking of the way Crouch's eyes had bulged as he looked down at his disobedient house elf back in the wood at the Quidditch World Cup. This, then, must have been why Crouch had overreacted to Winky being found beneath the dark mark. It had brought back memories of his son, and the old scandal, and his fall from grace at the Ministry. Moody says Crouch is obsessed with catching dark wizards, Harry told Sirius. Yeah, I've heard it's become a bit of a mania with him, said Sirius, nodding. If you ask me, he still thinks he can bring back the old popularity by catching one more Death Eater. And he sneaked up here to search Snape's office, said Ron triumphantly, looking at Hermione. Yes, and that doesn't make sense at all, said Sirius. Yeah, it does, said Ron excitedly, but Sirius shook his head. Listen, if Crouch wants to investigate Snape, why hasn't he been coming to judge the tournament? It would be an ideal excuse to make regular visits to Hogwarts and keep an eye on him. So you think Snape could be up to something, then? Asked Harry, but Hermione broke in. Look, I don't care what you say. Dumbledore trusts Snape. Oh, give it a rest, Hermione, said Ron impatiently. I know Dumbledore's brilliant and everything, but that doesn't mean a really clever dark wizard couldn't fool him. Why did Snape save Harry's life in the first year, then? Why didn't he just let him die? I don't know. Maybe he thought Dumbledore would kick him out. What do you think, Sirius? Harry said loudly, and Ron and Hermione stopped bickering to listen. I think they've both got a point, said Sirius, looking thoughtfully at Ron and Hermione. Ever since I found out Snape was teaching here, I've wondered why Dumbledore hired him. Snape's always been fascinated by the dark arts, and he was famous for it at school. Slimy, oily, greasy-head kid he was, Sirius added, and Harry and Ron grinned at each other. Snape knew more curses when he had arrived at school than half the kids in 7th year, and when he was part of a gang of Slytherins who nearly all turned out to be Death Eaters. Sirius held up his fingers and began ticking off names. Rosier and Wilkes, they were both killed by Aurors the year before Voldemort fell. The Lestranges, they're a married couple, they're in Azkaban. Avery, from what I've heard, he wormed his way out of trouble by saying he'd been acting under the Imperius Curse. He's still at large. But as far as I know, Snape was never even accused of being a Death Eater. Not that that means much. Plenty of them were never caught, and Snape's certainly clever and cunning enough to keep himself out of trouble. Snape knows Karkaroff pretty well, but he wants to keep that quiet, said Ron. Yeah, you should have seen Snape's face when Karkaroff turned up in potions yesterday, said Harry quickly. Karkaroff wanted to talk to Snape, but... Karkaroff wanted to talk to Snape. He says Snape's been avoiding him. Karkaroff looked really worried. He showed Snape something on his arm, but I couldn't see what it was. He showed Snape something on his arm, said Sirius, looking frankly bewildered. He ran his fingers distractedly through his filthy hair, then shrugged again. Well, I have no idea what that's about. But if Karkaroff's genuinely worried, and he's going to Snape for answers. Sirius stared at the cave wall, then made a grimace of frustration. That's still the fact that Dumbledore trusts Snape, and I know Dumbledore trusts where a lot of other people wouldn't, but I just can't see him letting Snape teach at Hogwarts if he'd ever worked for Voldemort. Why are Moody and Crouch so keen to get into Snape's office, then? Said Ron stubbornly. Well, said Sirius slowly, I wouldn't put it past Mad-Eye to have searched every single teacher's office when he got to Hogwarts. He takes his defense against the dark arts seriously, Moody. I'm not sure he trusts anyone at all, and after the things he's seen, it's not surprising. I'll say this for Moody, though. He never killed if he could help it. Always brought people in alive where possible. He was tough, but he never descended to the level of the Death Eaters. Crouch, though, he's a different matter. Is he really ill? If he is, why did he make the effort to drag himself up to Snape's office? And if he's not, what's he up to? What was he doing at the World Cup that was so important that he couldn't turn up in the top box? What's he been doing while he should have been judging the tournament? Sirius lapsed into silence, still staring at the cave wall. Buckbeak was ferreting around on the rocky floor, looking for bones he might have overlooked. Finally, Sirius looked up at Ron. You say your brother's Crouch's personal assistant. Any chance you could ask him if he's seen Crouch lately? I can try, said Ron doubtfully. Better not make it sound like I reckon Crouch is up to anything dodgy, though. Percy loves Crouch. And you might try and find out whether they've got any leads on Bertha Jorkins while you're at it, said Sirius, gesturing to the second copy of the Daily Prophet. Bagman told me they hadn't, said Harry. Yes, he's quoted in the article in there, said Sirius, nodding at the paper, blustering on about how bad Bertha's memory is. Well, maybe she's changed since I knew her, but the Bertha I knew wasn't forgetful at all. Quite the reverse. She was a bit dim, but she had an excellent memory for gossip. It used to get her into a lot of trouble. She never knew when to keep her mouth shut. I can see her being a bit of a liability at the Ministry of Magic. Maybe that's why Bagman didn't bother to look for her for so long. Sirius heaved an enormous sigh and rubbed his shadowed eyes. What's the time? Harry checked his watch, then remembered that it hadn't been working since he had spent over an hour in the lake. It's 3:30, said Hermione. You'd better get back to school, Sirius said, getting to his feet. Now listen. He looked particularly hard at Harry. I don't want you lot sneaking out of school to see me, all right? Just send notes to me here. I still want to hear about anything odd. But you're not going to leave Hogwarts without permission. It would be an ideal opportunity for someone to attack you. No one's tried to attack me so far, except a dragon and a couple of Grindylows, Harry said, but Sirius scowled at him. I don't care. I'll breathe freely again when this tournament's over, and that's not until June. And don't forget, if you're talking about me amongst yourselves, call me Snuffles, okay? That's his puppy name. He handed Harry the empty napkin and flask and went to pat Buckbeak goodbye. I'll walk to the edge of the village with you, said Sirius. See if I can scrouge another paper. He transferred into the great black dog before they left the cave, and they walked back down the mountainside with him, across the boulder-strewn ground, and back to the stile. Here he allowed each of them to pat him on the head, before turning and setting off at a run around the outskirts of the village. Harry, Ron, and Hermione made their way back into Hogsmeade and up toward Hogwarts. I wonder if Percy knows all that stuff about Crouch, Ron said as they walked up the drive to the castle. But maybe he doesn't care. It'd probably just make him admire Crouch even more. Yeah, Percy loves rules. He'd just say Crouch was refusing to break them for his own son. Ooh. Percy would never throw any of his family to the Dementors, said Hermione severely. I don't know. Percy's kind of headed that way. I don't know, said Ron. If he thought we were standing in the way of his career. Percy's really ambitious, you know. Oh, we'll see. They walked up the stone steps into the entrance hall, where the delicious smells of dinner wafted toward them from the great hall. Poor old Snuffles, said Ron, breathing deeply. He must really like you, Harry. Imagine having to live off rats. Yeah, that would suck. But that's the end of chapter 27. Holy crap, that was long. And next week we'll read chapter 28, The Madness of Mr. Crouch. And we're going to see just what he is up to. I believe we are 3 chapters away from the third task. which is the beginning of the end. We have the Madness of Mr. Crouch next, and then after that, we have the Dream, and then after that should be the third task. Oh no, it's the Pensieve. Ah, dang it. Alright, and then it's the third task. Man, this book is freaking long. Yes. Okay. So 4 chapters. It's 4 chapters away. Alright. Almost there. But now it's time for my intermission. And I'm going to take a 15-minute break. And then after that, we will play Hogwarts Legacy. In the meantime, please leave a like on the stream. Leave a comment down below telling me what you thought of the stream. Become a subscriber by clicking subscribe, and turn on notifications by clicking the notification bell, so you can be notified the next time I go live. I'll be going live next week. If you want to know when, follow me on Twitter. Link in the description. Also in the description is my Patreon. If you'd like to support me as a content creator, or if you'd like to read my short stories and my fan fiction, which is now out and free for everyone. So check that out. I also have a TikTok and an Instagram, link in the description. And I'll be back in 15 minutes. All right. Who's ready to have a good time? Yeah. Struggling. 1 second. There we go. Okay. We're in the clock tower. All right, doing the stupid dueling club thing. But first, I need to look at my extra stuff or whatever. I don't know. I need to look at my inventory. Look at my collectibles or whatever I said I was gonna do. I don't remember. Oh, also you can lock the aim feature. You aim with the joystick, and it kept telling me you can lock which target you're aimed at. And it kept showing me how to do it, but I didn't understand it. I think it means I need to press down on the actual joystick. I forget that the joystick themselves also have a button. It's so rare to use them, I forget that they do that. Loading, loading, loading. Okay. All right. So the plan is, and the plan moving forward, every time I open up the game, I'm going to look at the stuff in my inventory, see what new stuff I have and whatever else. New quests, and there's so much to look at. I'm going to see what new stuff I have. And then, for today, I'm going to finish the fight. And then, instead of moving forward in the story, I'm going to go back to some other quests that I have. Because I'm going to do side quests in addition to the story, is what I've decided. Okay, so find the secret in the restricted section. Find Fig's book. So that's kind of the main storyline part that we're trying to get to. Secrets of the restricted section. I need to complete Professor Hackett's assignment before I continue with the quest. You must learn the fire-making charm to continue the story. Requirement level 3. Incendio rewards disillusionment. Whatever that means. Professor Hackett's assignment 1. I met Professor Hackett. She gave me a list of tasks to do. Once I finish them all, she would teach me a new spell, Incendio. Win 2 rounds of crossed wands. Complete a round of spell combination practice with Luke and Brattleby. And the reward is Incendio. So we're going to do this task. Zenobia's gobstones are hidden around the castle. She said the other students hid them out of her reach. They must have used magic to do it. And the reward is wand handles. Okay, cross wands round 2. I should check with Luke and Brattleby and see if another round of cross wands is available. Yes, that's what we're doing next. Spell combination practice 1. I should see about starting a training regimen for practicing spell combinations. Talk to Luke and Brattleby. Not excited about that. That sounds really hard. Any post? Nope, just the one I already have. Don't need settings. I think 5 offense. That's the one I'm wearing now, isn't it? I assume it is. Yes. Good, because I need that. Do I have anything that could potentially help me? Offense. Oh. Ooh, no, we don't want that. It could help me. I mean, I don't want to wear them, but if I need all the help I can get, is what I'm trying to say. I can put... What if I just wore a bunch of random stuff just so I could be better with fighting? Oh my gosh, that'd be funny. I'll just put on the stuff for now and then I'll take it off once the fighting is done. Do I have any headgear? I do. It doesn't help me though. Good. Scarf. Does it help me? No, it doesn't help me. Alright. Do I have... Oh, wait. Don't I have a better outfit? Oh, no. No, it was the cloak I was thinking of. But the cloak I have right now is better than the other one. Right? Isn't it? Oh, it would go up by 1. Oh. Well, let's put on this one. I'm so fancy. Look at me. It's not bad, actually. I kind of like it. Okay. All right. I think we're ready. I think we're ready for a fight. We have nothing in our inventory. Collections. I don't see anything new. Wouldn't it mark it if it was new? I don't know. Or maybe I don't see anything. It just... Arter's potion. Oh, I remember where I got that stuff. Yeah, I bought that stuff. Quests. 5% of the quests are complete. 10 field guide pages are complete. Okay. The map. And, okay. Alright, I think that's everything. Now that I look silly, let's fight. Right? Yes.
Glad you're back.
Nope. Sorry, I just like to jump sometimes.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready to redeem yourself?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Brilliant. Are you dueling with a partner?
Yes, of course.
Yes, Natty.
Then let's get to it.
Natty, my girl.
Ready to get thrashed?
Yes, I am. Because that's probably what's going to happen.
Apologies in advance.
Unless... Okay, so I was watching my last stream. Okay. I was watching my last stream and I realized, I was like, how am I supposed to know when I'm about to be defeated or not doing well? You're supposed to watch your health bar. Your health bar at the bottom right corner, it'll run out and then you'll be defeated. Break through violet shields, yes, I know how to do that. Target lock And that means press down the joystick. I didn't understand that symbol. I was like, what is that? It's pressing down on the right one. Lets you track enemies without aiming, which might be extremely beneficial to me. Okay, I'm going to... Okay, we gotta... Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
There goes my way.
Okay, there you go. Whoops, that's not what I wanted! I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm pressing... Okay. I'm gonna die. No, what are you doing? Oh, get him! Get him! Fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm terrible at this. I feel like I was just pressing random buttons.
Care to go again?
I'll give it another go.
Yes. Alright. Okay. Now. That's B. No. Not B. Y. What are you doing? Listen. You need to press this button. Oh, and then... Try to focus on one target at a time. Okay, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Come on.
There you go. B, B. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die again. How do I make Wiggenweld?
Care to go again?
Because I need that.
I'll give it another go.
Glad to hear it.
Okay, so... Roll. Oh, nope. Alright, done. Okay, get him. Y. Hit, roll, hit, roll, hit. Okay. Roll. Ah! I got close though.
Care to go again?
Oh.
I'll give it another go.
Glad to hear it.
Okay. That is not what I wanted. That is such garbage. Okay. Q, B, hit, B, 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 B. Okay. Hit, B, X. I was trying to roll out of the way so they can't hit me. B, hit. Okay. B, 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 hit B, 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 X. Ah! How am I supposed to do this without Wiggenweld? How can I get Wiggenweld? Because I don't know how to do this
I'll give it another go.
Glad to
without
hear
being
it.
able to replenish my health. B. 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 We got him. We got him this time. We got him this time. We got him. We got him. We got him. Yes! Thank you, Jesus!
Like that.
Oh, me neither. Don't ask me to do it again.
Bravo!
I gave it my all.
You did indeed. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then.
Okay.
The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
Alright. Oh, quest complete. Cross bronze round 2. Okay. Ooh, we're 6. Yes. Okay. Let me... Quests. Complete... Okay, so we'll do that later. We're gonna do this first. Okay, so we're gonna do the Gobstones quest. Oh, is it already marked for us? Okay. Okay. I want to do the Gobstones, so we're gonna... Oh, also, I want to get out of this ridiculous outfit. Gear. Okay, I'm gonna take off the gloves. Oh, the appearance menu allows you to assign a different visual to pieces of gear you own. Your selection includes basic appearances automatically collected from gear you discover, as well as unique appearances found in your collections. Okay, so you can still equip it, but you won't have to see it. I want that. So we could change it to look like that. I think that's what it looked like before. Or we can have it appear invisible. I figured it out. I knew we could do this. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. Invisible. A part of me kind of likes the cloak. It's kind of growing on me. So I think we'll keep it. It's kind of nice. I kind of like it. Okay, so now we're going to find some gobstones. Whoa. It's bright. I'm curious.
You could have gone a bit easier on me.
Hey, you destroyed me like several
Perhaps
different
I
times.
should stick to potions.
No, you're still great.
Seems I'm out of the tournament thanks to you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm also not sorry. Didn't we do this already? Yeah. Okay. Spin the globe for good luck. Spin the globe for good luck. Spin the globe for good luck. Nope. Itchy.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Yeah. Oh, you mean I'm supposed to do it here? How am I supposed to do that? Uh-oh. Oh no. What do they look like? How do I get up to higher places? They must have used magic to do it. Okay. Oh, right there.
Oh, that's
Got
one of
one.
Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about.
Okay, now we'll find another one. Oh, so pretty. Oh. Yay! Field guide page. Use. Oh, that's beautiful. How do... Revelio? How do I...
Revelio.
Ah, that one. Yay! Central Hall Fountain Guide Pages. This ornate fountain features intricately carved statues of denizens of the magical world, including a set of stone sirens encircling of the fountain space. Cool. Ooh, what's this?
There's something in there. I just know it.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what to do next.
Are there other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
We'll add that to our task
I've been
list.
racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on
Quest
something
started like a moth
illuminating that
to
solves the
a
mystery.
flame. Okay. Well, we will do that one later. What button? This button. Back to this one. Did we already activate this one? Yeah, I guess that's why it's on fire. What is that? Ooh. Looks like I need a key for that.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for
Divination
Zenobia's gobstones.
classroom. Cool. Okay, we're going up here. Oh my gosh, it's the ladder to the divination classroom. Oh! Nice. Oh. Will I get to do a divination class? Because that would be dope. isn't, oh, the clock tower, right? Oh, this is cool. Another Revelio page. Okay, so I'm supposed to
I'd
find...
better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Uh-huh. Ooh, secret door. 9. 1. That would be a 3, wouldn't it? How on earth do we do these? I have 0 clue as to how to do these. Actually, there's 2. Oh. 14? Oh man. My brain. Oh, cool. Oh. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so these represent numbers. Okay. So 3 is the dragon one. Oh, the dragon one doesn't appear on there. That one. Okay, so 9. So 2 plus whatever that one was. Do I look at that again? How do I... It's probably in my inventory. Oh. Oh, no, I already know that. I've already seen that. I want the notes again. Gobstones. Oh my gosh. Best items. Where's the clue again? Or those are the Revelio pages. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? How do I access the clue again?
Revelio.
That's not helpful. No. I don't know how to access the clue again. That's unfortunate. Oh, wait, the dragon. That's the dragon. That's 3. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4, whichever one 4 is. I don't know. I guess we could just guess. Got it. Fancy. Landscape painting, huh? Okay, I don't think I want to go in there right now. I just wanted to open the door. I assume it's gonna stay
Keep an eye on
open.
high places around the school for Zenobia's
Okay,
gobstones.
Gobstones. Oh, right there. Alright, that's 1. Oh, going this way. This is fun. I like this. I know it's more of just like a fetch quest, but it's fun because you're doing it with magic. And you get to explore the school and stuff. Up or down? Up. beautiful and glitchy, which is fine. As long as I can play, I don't really care. Oh, there's another one of those things. Empty portraits. Oh, another door. Oh, cool. How do we... There's one. Where's the... Oh no. I need that piece of paper again. Oh, there's the other one. Asylum mask? Oh, I need that piece of paper. How do I access it? I'm sure there's a way, I just don't know how. Great. Well, I know that the dragon one is 3. 21, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we need 5 there. So we need to know which one is 5. And which one is... How do I access this piece of paper? I don't know. I go here, and this is just spells.
Revelio.
That's Revelio. How do I access the paper that I found? This is just... Oh. Oh, this is it. Ah, perfect. My phone is my camera. I can't take a picture of it. Dang. Okay, which one do I need again? I need the one 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I need the one that's 5. I forget what those are. I know, I recognize them from Fantastic Beasts where to find them, but I don't know what they are, what they're called. They're fuzzy spiders. Oh, I just got it. Alright. So there's that one. And then 13. Okay, so we have 1 and 5, so that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7. Okay, so we need the creature that represents the number 7. Nope. I don't know what that is either. It's been a long time since I've read Fantastic Beasts where to find them. Right here. Oh. It's not an option. Huh? Oh. Huh? Wait. That one wasn't an option either, though. Oh, that one. That one. Okay. Wait. Huh? Hold on. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. That spider is different than that one over there. That's an acromantula. So The acromantula is different than the fuzzy spider thing. That's 8. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 4. I forget which one 4 is. Demiguise is 0. A goat thing? Ta-da! No, not ta-da. Okay, not the goat thing. That looks like I don't know. Okay, that's the one. Awesome. Jack-o'-lanterns. Quidditch gloves. Cool. Neat.
I'd better keep an eye on high
Ravenclaw
places around the
Tower.
school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's so satisfying. The Accio spell. Okay.
Lumos.
Not Lumos. It's not Accio.
Levioso.
That's the one, Levioso. Okay. Got another field guide. Oh man, this is beautiful. Ooh, are we going up to Ravenclaw Tower? Hold on. Oh man, that's cool. No, we're just gonna go up. I don't want to force myself to explore every single corner right now. Plenty of time for exploring later. I just want to do the quest and explore whatever I happen upon on the way. Revelio. And Pleasant. Moving staircase, guide pages. The savvy student is wise to keep an eye on the stairs as they will change position without notice. While certain students may not mind being late for class, they may very well regret being late to dinner. Oh man. I know that feeling. Okay. Ooh, look. One of those. Oh! Stairs! Looks like we have another puzzle door. These puzzles aren't hard. They're actually pretty decent. Okay, so 15 plus goat plus something equals 23. If you didn't know, that's how I was solving that. That's how you solve that. You want you want to find the 3 numbers on the corners of the triangle that equal the number in the center. We already know the one is 15. We need to pick whatever number. We need to count whatever number the goat thing is, and then the question mark. Remind me next time to bring my Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book. It's in storage. I can pull it out and we'll look and see what these creatures are, so I don't have to be like a goat thing. I can tell you exactly what it is. Okay. Menu. Kind of wish there was a more convenient way of accessing this. There might be, and I just don't know it. Okay, so the goat thing is 2. Okay, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we need to know what creature represents the number 6. Nope, that's not what I wanted. The quest one. That looks like a salamander, if I had to guess. Okay, so the salamander is the first question mark, which is up here. Okay. And then 19 plus 3 plus that creature at the bottom. I'm always forgetting what the menu button is. It's the menu button on my controller. Wouldn't you know it? Okay. It's that thing down there. 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 7. So the creature that's 7, which I feel like we looked up already, but I can't remember what it is. It's the planchet looking one. It's Planchet Man. Okay. There we go. Open Sesame! Alright, brown leather gloves. And a wizard mannequin. Just what I always wanted. Oh, I can't spin that one? Lame. Alright. Good thing those puzzles are easy. Because I think this wouldn't be fun if I sat here doing that the whole time. I'm having a good time. Grand Staircase Tower. Cool. Oh, butterflies. Let's follow the butterflies.
You'd
Trophy
better
room.
keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Ooh, 25 coins. Oh, suit of armor is humming. I love that. Okay, one more. Where are we? Oh, is it in here? Because it's not giving me a direct... Oh, yes it is. It's just, like, nearby.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Ignatia? Who's that? Wow, this is incredible. Ooh. Hogwarts Herbology Award. In recognition of exemplary skill in the field of herbology, Hogwarts bestows a special award upon 7th year Hufflepuff Marable Garlic. From mandrakes to mistletoe and bubba-tubbers to bouncing bulbs, her work with flora has exceeded all expectations. Bubba-tubbers. It might actually be pronounced bubba-tubers, but that's how I pronounced it as a kid, so that's how I pronounce it. They're in the video game Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which was the first Xbox game I ever played and loved. I played it like straight through for like 2 days. I know a lot of people hate that game. It's my first Harry Potter game, so I didn't have any expectations of what it should be, so I wasn't disappointed.
I should go and see her.
Alrighty. Yay, we did it! That was fun. I enjoyed that so much. None of this combat nonsense. I want to go this way. Just finding stuff and exploring. That's what I like to do. Cool. I love that. That's really fun. Weird how some portraits move and some don't. I understand that like it makes the game perform better, but it's kind of lame. I will say, because I'm pretty sure all the portraits move in Harry Potter Land. Not a big deal though. Where is this? Have we been here yet? Or is it... Has the time of day changed? No. Yes! Is it nighttime now? Holy mackerel, how long did this take me? Whoa, we got some graphics tearing here. Wow, this game is immersive. It just like time goes by as you do stuff. That's so cool. Ooh, defense against the Dark Arts Tower, huh? That's so neat.
I hope you've had more luck than I did tracking down my gobstones.
It actually wasn't that hard. I think you're just lazy.
Hello, Zenobia.
I
found
had
all
fun
of your
doing it though,
gobstones.
so I'm not really that upset.
I didn't think it was possible. However did you do it?
Actually,
Common sense and basic magic.
Well,
Actually,
May I have
I
my
had a lot of
gobstones
help
back?
from this magical map I have at the lower left-hand side of my screen. So she doesn't have that. So I guess, yeah. Well, may I have my... Yes, of course.
Of course. They are yours after all.
I'm not a
oh,
dick.
how wonderful. I shall dedicate all of my future victories to you.
Oh, thank
Speaking
you.
of which, now that I have all my gobstones back, I wonder if anyone in the common room would be up for a game.
I'm sure they'd be willing to play after the trouble spent getting them back. It's a fine idea.
Isn't it? Oh, we'll have so much fun together, laughing as all the losers get sprayed, which won't include me. Very well, off I go. Wish me luck.
Good luck. And as she stands there. Quest complete. Okay, cool. Okay. I don't know what just happened. I'm now level 7. That's awesome. Okay, what's the next thing? Okay, let's see. What's the next quest? Should we start from the bottom and work our way up? That makes sense to me. Spell combination practice. Alright, back to the story. We're gonna go talk to Lucan Brattleby. Oops. What? I don't know. A gargoyle is talking. Hold on. Talking gargoyle. Oh. It's the dark magic. It's tearing through the fabric of reality. What? Oh. Oh, wait. I wonder what level I have to be to open it. Oh. Cool. Okay. Lucan? Are you wearing your invisibility cloak? Oh, I was supposed to wait till the next day. I was sitting? Did I sleep there?
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice.
Okay.
Ready to have a try now?
I am.
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands.
Oh, man.
If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
Oh, okay. Okay. What am I... Oh. Oh. I don't want to do it the way they told me how to do it. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. Boop. And boop. Nope. That's... What spell is that? I don't even have it. Oh, am I supposed to just do any of them? Oh my gosh. How am I... Do I have... Hold on. Let me... Which one is it?
Velio.
That's not that one. I have Accio, and I don't have very many options. Levioso. This is Lumos and Reparo. Yeah, I don't have any attack spells yet, so I don't think they're expecting anything of me. No, except Lumos. Lumos isn't gonna work. Oh, it has to. Wait. Cast Accio followed by 4 consecutive basic attacks. How? I can't. What am I supposed to hit him with? Reparo? That's not enough combat spell. I don't have any other attacks. I'm confused. Oh, basic attacks. I'm an idiot. It's nothing special. It's just the trigger. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Pow, 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 pow. Okay. That's what I've been doing. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, too close.
Good one.
Okay. One, Alright.
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
Okay. Quest complete.
Assignment's all
Spell
finished.
combination practice 1. Alright. Professor Hackett's assignment 1 complete. Okay. So, should we do this one now, or should we go up to this one? Let's do like a moth to a flame. Let's see where that takes us, and then we'll see Professor Hackett. Whoa! If you're wondering why I'm not using the Flu network, if I'm not using the Flu Flames, I'm not using them because I prefer to walk around. It's more authentic, more immersive, and I get to find secrets and explore the castle this way, rather than just fast traveling everywhere. Oh wait, that's the level lock one. I would like to memorize my way around. That'd be nice. But this place is so big. The way she's holding her arm, I half thought she was smoking a cigarette. Ooh. Scary. I was told by my computer that I need to update my graphics driver. So I might need to do that. That might be why it's freaking out. Or it might just be the game is like that. I know that the game has a few bugs. Which is fine. This game is still better than most games when they come out these days. When they come out, they're usually riddled with bugs. This one just has 1 or 2, and none of them are really game-breaking or, ruin the fun. So, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Right? Where? This is so confusing. Okay, down. Okay. Alright.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case
Find
it's
location
nearby.
depicted in the painting. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool!
This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it?
Like it's a butterfly. Or the moth. It's a moth. There's also a page here that will collect. Statue of Gregory the Smarmy. The statue with an ingratiating grin depicts the medieval wizard Gregory the Smarmy, the wizard famous for inventing Gregory's unctuous unction, a potion that makes the drinker believe whoever gave them the potion is their best friend. Okay. Alright. Accio? Nope. Lumos.
Lumos.
I should have known that's what.
Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
Oh, little moth. Moth buddy. Lumos?
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Okay. Maybe I should have talked to Professor Hackett before moving on to another task. Oh well, that's the next thing we're gonna do anyway.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. But pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles.
I do.
Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
Quest complete. Ooh, that outfit looks pretty. Alright, okay. So now we're gonna talk to Professor Hackett. What are you doing? Maybe she is smoking. Maybe she's smoking, I should say. That's a different girl. Alright, now we'll talk to Professor Hackett. Whoops. Oh. Whoops. Whoa. I spy with my little eye. Another puzzle door. Okay. What was the goat thing again? Isn't it like 6? Inventory. Quest. 2. 2 is the goat. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because I kind of know where the creatures are, and I can kind of figure out which one is what. Okay, so... I guess I don't know where they are in relation to each other. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 8 is going to be the spider. Okay. And then that one's 5. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we need the dragon one. Where is the other button thing? I don't know. The dice, I guess you could call it. Where is it? Oh, up there.
I'm just having my own bedroom.
I wanted to eavesdrop. Okay.
Doesn't seem right to me.
A telescope. And more glasses for some strange reason. Okay. Let's go. I'm having so much fun. I'm having an absolute blast. And to think I almost didn't do this. Like, I almost canceled the stream because I was really, really freaking tired. I'm so glad I didn't. This is just the best.
I trust Mr. Brattleby was able to accommodate you and that you found success in your endeavors.
I did.
I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hecat.
Glad to hear it. Then you should be ready to learn Incendio.
I
Should
hope
be,
so.
Professor.
Yes. I'm sorry to say, I visited enough careless colleagues at St. Mungo's to assure you that fire is a fickle servant. Your spellcasting has impressed me thus far, but please
Don't know how.
maintain focus. I would rather we not end today's lesson with your robes aflame. Let us begin. And remember, focus on the proper wand movement.
Okay.
Concentrate and keep your wand steady.
Okay. I wonder if those are going to get harder. A new spell unlocked. You have learned enough spells that you'll need to equip Incendio to your spell set. To do this, you need to swap it with a different spell. Spell selection menu. Okay. To use a spell or item, you must first add it to your spell set. Add Incendio now. Hover over Incendio, hold right trigger, and tap the corresponding face button of where you would like to place it. Hold it. Where would I like it to be? I imagine Reparo wouldn't be... Hover over Incendio, hold right trigger, and tap the corresponding face button. Oh, gotcha. Where you'd like to place it. Okay. Alright, quest complete. And we don't have any extra quests, so we're just gonna continue on with this story. Nice. Okay. Heavy damage spell that unleashes destructive flames at a short range. Okay. So now we have a new quest available. Secrets of the restricted section. I should report back to Professor Fig and let him know that I've learned Incendio. Okay. Good. So we're gonna go back to Professor Fig. Oh, there's a training dummy. Oh, can I practice?
Incendio.
You're getting it. Keep at it. And do try not to incinerate yourself.
Oh, I forgot that it has a cooldown. That's so freaking annoying. Oh, right, cooldown.
Incendio.
Oh, can you not do it when they're floating? Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, no, other way. Nope. Man, this map is so confusing when there's like a ton of stairs in the room. I don't know if I'm going up the stairs or down the stairs. I need to pay attention to the thing on the screen. But the thing is, just watching that thing isn't helpful either. Because it only shows you the general direction. It doesn't show you the exact way to go. Wait. Yeah, see? See? Like, there's no way, you can't follow both of them. You can't follow one or the other. You have to, like, kind of pay attention to both of them. Which is why I'd really like to just memorize where stuff is. Maybe I should just look for stuff on my own. Oh man, this is way too confusing. Where the heck am I? Oh, there's a door.
Ah, there you are.
Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defensive magic with Professor
And
Hammond.
I changed
So
my
I hear.
clothes
She tells me
since
you've
we
taken
last
rather
met.
well to your new wand. You must continue to work with her and your other professors
love
to
to.
improve your skills.
That's the point
That
of
said,
school.
I don't wish to postpone our visit to the
Yes.
Fig, I have work for you. Come.
headmaster. I'm with a student and my schedule
Your
is...
schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student. I would think that after all the trouble you caused me with Osric, you'd be eager to make amends.
Osric.
My office.
Who's that?
5 minutes.
Daddy Black is mad.
That man is exasperating. Unfortunately, our trip to the restricted section will
Why
have
don't
to
I
wait
just
a
go?
bit longer.
What do I need to do?
Professor,
We have no choice. It would be unwise to provoke our illustrious headmaster further. I shall find you when I've completed whatever toils I must endure.
Oh. I'm supposed to talk to Sebastian? Why am I supposed to talk to Sebastian? Why do I say it French? I don't know. I don't know. Sebastian.
Sebastian mentioned sneaking into the restricted section. Perhaps he'll have an
He
idea.
did, that's right. Going down. See how confusing that is?
Sebastian, there you are.
I was hoping to see you. I was in the Three Broomsticks after
Really?
the troll attack and saw what happened with Rookwood and Harlow.
Not many students have Victor Rookwood's attention. What was that all about?
I've never even met him. Perhaps he mistook me for another student.
If you say so. I won't press
I don't
you
want
now.
to
You will have to tell me
reveal.
what's
I don't want to
going on at
reveal
some point.
anything.
You might need me.
I'm
So,
trying to
Why
keep
were
it
you
on down
looking
low.
for me?
I need to find something for Professor Fig, but it's in the restricted section of the library.
He can't get it himself?
He
He's
was called
busy.
away by Black at the last moment. I suppose I could wait to get a note from him, but...
You want to show some initiative.
I
Precisely.
sure
He
do.
mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section.
And I am. Meet me outside the
Music
library
stopped
tonight.
abruptly.
And tell no one.
Ooh, I think we're on a date now. And okay, good, okay.
What will happen if we're caught in the restricted section?
Detention, no doubt. But a word of caution or two will help. For one, avoid Peeves, the
yeah.
poltergeist.
I generally avoid
Aside
him.
from wanton destruction of property,
He makes me
he
uncomfortable.
loves nothing more
Not a fan.
than telling on the likes of us.
How concerned should I be about the librarian?
Madam Scribner doesn't take kindly to clandestine activities
Scribner,
taking
that's
place
good.
amongst her precious books. So do all that you can
That's
to
a good
avoid
name
her.
for her.
She and I have had our entanglements, but I can hold my own against her. You may not be so lucky.
I disagree with that.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll meet you later.
What's happening? Oh, loading screen. I've done so much this episode. Like, it's so rare for me. Usually it takes me forever to do one thing. Why, hello there.
See there? That's the door we need to reach.
Oh no.
And
The
those
prefects.
annoying prefects would love nothing
Not
more
the
than to rat us
prefects,
and
no!
strip us so
They
that
mean
can see us.
murder.
Understood?
I can be sneaky. Let's go.
Hold on now. There's a spell you should know. The disillusionment charm. Good for getting places you're not supposed to be. Cast it and you'll appear as little more than a trick of the light. Just as long as you keep your distance and stay quiet.
You mean I'll actually be able to turn invisible?
Not quite.
Something like that. It's not as foolproof as a cloak, but those are expensive. And spells are free.
Give it a try.
Unless you're playing the mobile game. I imagine. I never played the mobile game. Okay, disillusionment. Nice. It's like, it makes me think of fairies in Artemis Fowl when they become invisible, they just vibrate really fast. And humans can still see them, but they look more like a heat shimmer. For some reason, it also makes me think of the TARDIS. Because isn't there some special magical ability of the TARDIS that, or at least the TARDIS key? I remember in one episode, the characters wear the TARDIS key, and it causes people to not see you. Like, it's not that they can't see you, it's that they choose not to, sort of thing. I forget. It's been a long time since I've seen that episode. That was a good episode, though, from what I remember. That's one of the best. Oh, right. I forgot. I'm so stupid. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Don't hurt me. Wait, what am I doing? Wait. Hold on. It gave me instructions. I didn't read them. I was busy talking about Doctor Who. Please help me. What am I doing? I need to use it. Yes. How do I use the disillusionment charm? Do I have to equip it? Is that... Okay. I mean... Nope. That's not it. That's it. Okay. So this one we need. I don't know. I'm guessing we won't need to set anything on fire right now. So we'll just... Okay. Is it timed? Nope, that's not what we want.
I'll be quieter than a jobberknoll.
Then a what? Okay.
If I can see you, the prefects might be able to as well. Be
Oh,
careful.
shut up. Shut up. Who even is that? Who keeps talking? I'm just going for it. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, that's weird. Is it coming undone? I imagine it doesn't.
Lost. The librarian's still here. Quick, behind the bookcase.
Bookcase, what bookcase, what bookcase? This one. Okay. Oh.
Damn. You told me the librarian would be gone by now.
I said usually, but it'll still be all right. Do you see her desk behind me?
I do.
The key is in the drawer of that desk.
Okay.
Now, here's what we're going to do. I'll create a distraction to draw her away. You focus on getting the key.
Okay.
I'll meet you outside of the restricted section.
Okay.
You distract, I get the key. Understood.
I said I'd get you in, and I always keep my word. Trust me.
Okay. Oh man, I feel like I'm playing a Plague Tale. Did he...
Is someone there?
Yeah.
Is that you, Peeves?
She got this one. Get the key. We can explore later. Get the key. Get the key. Where is the...
That wasn't so difficult after all. Now, to find that book.
Do I still need the disillusionment charm? I guess it doesn't hurt.
Oh, that one's charmed to look more useful than it is. It's fooled me twice. Never judge a tome by its
Fool
cover,
me twice,
I
never
say.
judge a tome by its cover. Okay. Whoa! Use basic cast while undetected to lure authority figures and enemies to a desired location. Oh, like, it is like a plague tale, like distracting them with a stone. Aim mode, left trigger, grants precision spell targeting and reveals additional spell targets.
Ghost, don't let her see you.
Use left trigger. Where is she? Where do we want to go? I imagine we want to go. What? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Right there. What? She's gonna go over there. Okay. And we're gonna go over here. Oh, somebody can see me. Oh, shit. Oh man, it's just like a plague tale. I can't even. What is happening? How do I get her to? I don't have another way to distract her. Shoot. Was I too slow? Or can I just... Okay.
Should be in the clear. There's no need for us to be skulking about.
So what is it you've been looking for?
I'm looking for a cure to help my twin sister, Anne, so that she can return to Hogwarts.
What's wrong? What happened to her?
Because Merlin knows everyone else has given up.
Why do you think you'll find a cure in the restricted section? Does the Hogwarts matron have nothing that can help Anne?
No, we've tried everyone from Nurse Blaney to St. Mungo's.
But I can research on
And
my own.
sobbing.
No need to concern yourself with that right now. Let's focus on what you're after.
Which is what, precisely?
I don't even
I'll
know.
know it when I see it.
I will?
You're being awfully cryptic.
You mean mysterious? Oh, she whispers. Enchanted books. Best to avoid these books if possible. Do not as much to their tendency to fly from one's hands as to their content being spectacular drivel of no educational value whatsoever. Okay. And that is a beautiful tapestry. How do we get over there? And I don't think there's any enemies nearby. Did that just yawn?
Secrets of the darkest arts. I'm impressed.
Wait. Why is that glowing? Can I do something with that?
Take her.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's... Oh, I'm an idiot. Stop. What? Stop. I don't want to... I guess I'm in combat mode. Nope.
More quietly now.
I just want to make sure.
Who have we here? Sebastian Solo and his new little friend. Out exploring where they shouldn't be. Naughty, naughty. You'll get caughty.
Peeves, don't
I'm
you...
going to tell. I'm going to tell.
Great.
I'm going to tell.
Oh, blasted Peeves! I've got to stop him, or at least get to the librarian with a good excuse for all of this.
Wait, I don't want you getting into trouble for me.
I have a way with the faculty when it comes to disciplinary matters. Besides, I like having friends who are in my debt.
Ooh,
Now go. Good luck in your search.
I don't like that.
Now, where has that damned poltergeist got to?
I know just the spell to repair this armor.
I was just thinking that. That's the wrong button. Thought I was being clever, and turns out I am not. Okay. How do we do it again? Nope.
Repair it.
Okay. And now I want to put it back. Is that where we need to go? Whoa, camera. What? I can't tell where I'm going. Oh man, where the hell am I? Whoa.
Of course. Traces of ancient magic. There must be more to this room.
Oh no. No, please God, no. Oh no. I don't want any more suits of armor, please. I don't have the energy for this. Whoa. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's helpful. Thanks. Oh my goodness. This is cool. Ooh, sleek dueling gloves. I'll have to look at this stuff when I play next week.
Where might this lead?
Oh. Oh, we're doing something special. discover the secret of the antechamber. I need to get across.
Revelio. Ah, I need to wake up that rune over there.
What room? What room? Oh, that one?
Here. Lumos. Leviosa.
What spell could it be? Huh. Maybe the Incendio spell? Maybe that's why I needed to learn it. Oh, that's not what I... You can have it on there multiple times? Oh. Well, what did I have there? I had...
Incendio.
Left trigger to free aim.
I wonder if I can hit the rune with a spell.
Oh, I just needed a basic cast. Okay. What is going on with that?
Not surprising.
Oh,
Looked at the
son
radio.
of a... Can't I just... At least they're not doing any fancy attacks. Oh, now they're gonna do fancy attacks. My camera. Did I do it? Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. What? Where did he come from?
Incendio.
Nope. Your gift of ancient magic accumulates by successfully attacking or taking damage. What? Successful 10+ hit combos will begin generating ancient magic. Okay. Collecting these will greatly fill your ancient magic meter and recover a small amount of health. When at least one segment of your ancient magic meter is full, you can cast devastating ancient magic attacks that deal massive damage and break shield charms. Tap left bumper and right bumper when you see the prompt over an enemy's head. Okay. Okay. I'm hesitant to move forward, if I'm honest. Whoa! That was cool. Oh, that's cool. I'm into it. Oops. That was cool. Oh, I'm dead. What? What? What was that? Ha 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 ha. I made it somewhere.
This must be the way forward. But to where? there.
Whoops.
Best keep my wits about me.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be something like that. Oh, I'm missing extras. Oh, I got Wiggenweld potion. Yes. Whew. Oh, look at this. Look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. Oh my gosh. Nope. Nope. Get out of my face. Right bumper. No, that one doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, no. I want to change the target. See? No, not. Mother. Whoops. Well, that was useless. Roll to victory! What? Yeah. Well, I think we need to do this next time, because this is gonna require a lot more of me than I have time or energy for. But we will come back to this. Hopefully I can master the combat a little bit better. I hope I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. Ugh. That was really fun though, doing all the different quests and stuff. Oops. Come on. Hold on. Let me... Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Well, that was freaking fun. I freaking enjoyed that. I've had more fun today than I've had playing... Not that I haven't had fun playing this game, but, like, this was the most fun episode I have of this game so far. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please click the like button and leave a comment down below what you thought of the video. Become a subscriber by clicking the subscribe button, and turn on notifications by clicking the notification bell so you can be notified the next time I go live. I'll be going live next week. If you want to know when, follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Also in the description is my Patreon if you'd like to support me as a content creator. Also, if you'd like to read my short stories and my writing, I have free stuff on there as well, so don't be shy. Click on the link, and I have new Harry Potter fanfiction that I just published a week ago. It's on there right now for free. Check it out. I also have an Instagram and a TikTok, link in the description. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a magical evening. Bye-bye!